Yes, good morning and welcome back to our class in Physical Science for week 2 or the module 2 natin. So basically, kung napapansin natin yung background natin, it's all about the structure of a substance. So possible, pwedeng ganyan yung structure. Ano pa? We can say that okay, may kinalaman dito yung Lewis structure ang sinasabi natin. So basically, meron dyan. So ano ba sa tingin niyo yung lesson natin for today? Okay, it's all about the properties of matter, which we're going to relate their chemical structure. Okay, kaya nakikita natin yung structure ng isang matter itself. So before we start, I'm going to share to you what should you need to learn. Okay, what you in the end of this module. So I hope you can determine if a molecule is a polar or non-polar or ionic, okay, or in the given structure. And I hope you can relate the polarity of a molecule to its properties. So before we proceed to our discussion, so I would like to ask if you've tried to mix the water and the vinegar, or water and oil, or water and gasoline, or oil and vinegar, or ha- try nyo na rin ba kayang ma-mix yung oil and gasoline? So kung try nyo na yan, so what have you observed? Okay? Nag-mix ba sila ng masyado? Yung iba ba may nasa ibabaw lang or hindi nag-mix? Diba? May mga nakita tayong ganun ng experience. Okay, kahit hindi man natin ginawa at least nakita natin, no? Na may mga ganong scenario na nangyari. So sa tingin nyo kaya, ano yung mga reason bakit yung ibang substance di ano di cannot mix well? Okay, just like the oil and the water, di ba? Ba't hindi sila nagmi-mix well? So what do you think is the reason kung bakit ganon? Okay, so kaya nagkakaroon ng mga ganon, hindi sila nagmi-mix well because it has something to do with the polarity, okay, of the substances, which is the lesson is focus for this module. Okay, so yun yung focus ng module natin ngayon. So I hope na ma-identify namin meron sa polarity of the substances, sir. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so we have here the geometry of the molecule. So kahit pala sa science, no sir, kahit pala sa science, no sir, merong geometry. Ano ba yan? Diba naman dito, no, sa science, meron pang geometry. Yan. So, the physical and the chemical and biological properties of substance highly depend on their molecular polarity. Okay, which is determined by the geometric shape of the molecule, and the molecules of the compounds are formed by the chemical bonds, which can be either ionic, the course between the metal and the non-metal elements, or they can be equivalent band, which occurs between the non-metal and another non-metal elements. Or these two bands are extremes of the bonding of spectrum, and they are bands lying in between these two extreme bands, and they are called the polar or the non-polar covalent bands. So ano bang meron sa mga banding nito? Okay, so ano bang meron sa mga different banding? So ba't pag kami naman nag-banding ng friends ko, wala namang ganyan-ganyan uring banding? Okay, so kung nagbabanding kayo, ibig sabihin friend kayo or close kayo. Pero pagdating dito sa ating molecules, sa physical science, it's something to do with the different types of bonding. Okay? So ano ba naman ang ibang uring bonding na to? Okay. In a pure covalent band, neutral atoms share electrons equally between them. So pag sinabi natin pure covalent band, yung mga neutral atoms daw nag-share sa electrons equally. Ibig sabihin, kung 20, kung 2, dapat din sa kabila. It should be equal para masabi siyang we are pure covalent band. Okay? Then, in a polar covalent band naman, partially charged atoms are held together by unequally shared electrons. So, pag sinabi naman natin polar covalent band, yung partial charge ng isang atom ay nag-held together by unequal shared electrons. So, kabalik rin to sa ano no, pure covalent bond kasi kanina equal, dito naman unequal. At the same time, kanina neutral, ito naman partially charged. Okay, it's either positive or negative, depende kung mas malapit siya sa kanan or sa kaliwa. So, para mag-signify as positive or negative. Then, on the other hand, the ionic bond is oppositely charged ions are held together by electrostatic attraction. So, si ionic bond naman, oppositely charged ions. So, ibig sabihin, sa kabila is positive, sa kabila ay negative. And they are held together by the electrostatic attraction. So, it's something to do with the electricity at the same time static or steady lang yung electricity. Okay? Kaya tinawag siyang ionic band. So, to further understand what is behind this bonding, so it has to do something with the electronegativity. So, in this lesson, guys, ayan, so sana naipalala ko sa inyo beforehand na kailangan niya ng periodic table, okay, in this lesson. So, kailangan natin ng periodic table to identify the electronegativity unless kung memorize natin yung electronegativity every elements ng periodic table. Yan, dami-dami niyan. It's about 118. No? So, alam ba natin yung periodic table yan is A elements yan. Meron pang mga point something yan. So, mahirap ano yan, i-master. So, we need to have a copy kahit naman bumili tayo sa ano no, meron naman yata yan yung mura lang, so you can buy that, so to serve as your reference to find out what's the electronegativity of a certain elements. So basically, what is electronegativity? So according to this module, so it is the ability of an atom to draw shared electrons toward itself has one important role in the formation of molecules. So aside from this, pag sinabi natin electronegativity or EN, it is a measure of a relative tendency of an atom to attract electrons to itself. Okay? When chemically combined with another atom. So, parang kailangan siya. Okay? It is important para magkaroon ng formation of the different molecules. Okay? Okay. So the higher the value of electronegativity, the more it tends to attract electrons toward itself. So, ibig sabihin kung mas mataas yung value ng electronegativity ng isang element, mas mataas yung chances niya na makapag-attract siya ng electrons papunta sa kanya. Okay? So the higher the electronegativity or yung value niya, the more it tends to attract electrons papunta sa kanyang sarili. Okay? So, makikita natin yan sa ating periodic table of elements. So, siya yung pinaka-lowest part before the word hydrogen. So, kung napapansin natin sa kung modern periodic table elements yung gamit nyo, so we have the atomic weight yung nasa taas, then followed by the oxidation state or the balance, then the melting point, and then the boiling point, and the density, and the last part at this side, nasa right side siya, sa lower part is the electronegativity. So for trial, tingnan natin kung tama ba. Electronegativity ng hydrogen, it should be 2.1. Okay, kung tama yan sa nakikita nyo, ibig sabihin na nahanap nyo na kung saan part yung electronegativity. And for the zinc, we have 1.6 electronegativity niya. Then for argon, wala siyang electronegativity. So sana nasundan natin kung paano siya mahanap. So you need to have your periodic table elements. At the same time, calculator. Kailangan din natin ng calculator later. Okay? So, ito yung another information para mas ma-identify natin. Kasi paano kung hindi kami magaling, sir, mag-identify kung covalent ba siya, kung polar or non-polar, or ionic bond sila based on sa definition. So, ano pang pwede namin tandaan para mas madali namin ma-identify na ay polar to, ay non-polar tong element, ay ionic bonding meron sa kanila. So basically, meron tayo dito another information, okay, as additional information para mas madali nating ma-identify, okay, kung anong bonding merong formation sa sa atoms, okay? So, pag yung difference between the atoms, ibig sabihin, kung pinagsubtract natin yung dalawa, yung difference nun is less than 0.5, automatic yung bonding ng atoms na yun ay non-polar covalent. Okay? Another, kung from 1 from 0.5 to 1.7, yung difference ng dalawang between the atoms, it's either two or more atoms, no? So kung ito yung difference niya, umabot ng 0.5 hanggang 1.7, the bond formed between the atoms is polar covalent. Okay, polar covalent yung tawag pag 0.5 to 1.7. How about kung mas mataas yung difference ng atoms? So 1.7 greater than, so yung bonding na meron sila tinatawag nating the ionic band. So basically, it's another way to identify easily kung anong merong band size na na-form between the atoms no itself. So using this difference between the atoms. So alamin lang natin kung pag-subtract natin, kaya sabi ko sa inyo, we need a calculator. Okay? Para pag ipag-subtract natin, okay, we can easily identify na ay non-polar to, ay polar to, ay ionic to. Okay. So para mas maintindihan natin, so sampulan nga natin. So we have diatomic chlorine or the Cl2 or the Cl2. Okay, subscript yan 2. Nasa sub yan, ibig sabihin sa baba. So, ang kanyang atomic structure ay dalawang chlorine. Basically, dalawang chlorine yan. So, kung napapansin natin, they are balanced sa dalawang chlorine yan. So, ang tanong, anong uring bonding meron tong diatomic chlorine? So, basically, to identify the bonding using the periodic table, so hanapin natin kung ano yung electronegativity ni chlorine. So based on the periodic table, chlorine has an electronegativity value of 3.0. So sana nakita niyo yung 3.0. So dahil dalawa yan, so anong gagawin natin? Subtract natin both sides, no? So isa-subtract natin si 3.0 minus 3.0. What is the answer? So basically, it is 0. So therefore, anong uring bonding sila based dito sa natin? So dahil 0 siya, ibig sabihin nasa less than 0.5. Therefore, the diatomic chlorine, they have a bonding of a non-polar covalent band. Okay, bakit? They are less than 0.5. Therefore, non-polar sila. Diatomic chlorine. Okay? So, how about hydrochloric acid or the HCl? So, ano naman yung niya, yung bonding meron sa kanya. So kung titingnan natin yung structure niya, basically yan yung ano drawing niya, yung structure niya. Okay, so anong ulit gagawin natin? We will going to look the electronegativity value for hydrogen and the chlorine. So alam na natin yung chlorine, di ba? It's 3.0. How about the hydrogen? So hydrogen is 2.1. So basically, sa subtract natin yung last element natin, which is chlorine na 3.0. Okay, minus 2.1 for the electronegativity of the hydrogen. Therefore, the answer now is 0.9. So the difference is 0.9. So based dun sa ating diniscuss kanina. So anong uling bonding meron sila? Okay, basically they are polar covalent band. Okay, so sana nag-clear sa atin. Madali lang pala ito, sir. Minus lang pala ito eh. Okay, another example. Sige nga. How about the sodium fluoride? Sodium fluoride naman. So, try natin. Ito yung kaniyang molecule structure. So, kindly find the value, the electronegativity value of this sodium and fluoride. So, basically, meron siyang dalawang elements. So, ano yung nahanap natin for sodium? Okay, sodium natin is 0.9, while the fluorine, okay, the fluorine is 4.0. So we have 4.0 minus the sodium is 0.9. We can get the difference of 3.1. So therefore, it is greater than 1.7. Therefore, the bonding between these atoms or these two atoms is ionic band. So, I hope, naintindihan, clear naman agad. Okay, sana naintindihan at madali lang basically. I hope madali lang siya, no? So, ayan. So, sana clear. So, for additional example, so I want you to try to find this, the what type of bonding meron to. Oxygen. Ayan. Oxygen is O2. Ayan. So, practice lang. O2, oxygen. Then, another, the mating gas, CH4. Try natin kung anong uring polar bonding sila. CH4, o kindly comment down below na lang, no? Kung ano yung maging sagot nyo. Then, water, H2O. Then, the carbon tetrafluoride, the CF3. Try natin. So, kung makakasagot niyan, bigyan natin ng plus, no? Pag na-comment down niya sa ating, sa ating, may points yan. Yung sinasabi natin na. Then, the last one is the hydrogen bromide or the HBr. Ulitin natin. Una, okay, sulat natin para at least may points yung nakikinig dito, no? Okay, one is oxygen. Pangalawa, we have this methane gas. We have CH4. Okay, sabihin yung makakapag-comment lang dito, sila yung nakinig talaga sa ating discussion, no? Another, we have water, H2O. So, kunin natin kung anong uring bonding meron sila. Number 4, we have the carbon tetrafluoride. We have CF3. Ayan. Then, the last one, number 5, is hydrogen bromide. Okay, we have hydrogen bromide. Yung hydrogen bromide natin. So, hydrogen bromide is HBr. So, kindly comment down below kung ano yung uring bonding meron sila for the additional points for your ano for your self check. Okay? We have 1 oxygen, 2 we have the methane gas, then 4 we have the water, and 3 is water, 4 we have the carbon tetrafluoride, and 5 is hydrogen bromide. Okay? So, kindly comment down below yung sagot nyo for additional points. Ayan, additional points yan kasi nakinig kayo eh. Kasi pinanood nyo tong video na to. So at least makapag-additional points kayo. Okay. So I hope it's clear. Okay. So proceed tayo. So the polarity related to the properties of molecules. So ano ba yung mga properties na related sa ating molecules? So molecular polarity is one of the most important consequences of a molecular geometry. Okay. So it is influences the physical, chemical, and biological behavior of substances. So molecular structure affects the properties of a substance and how it is interact with the other chemical substances. So ibig sabihin yung structure ng molecules natin, nakaka-apekto yun kung anong uring properties meron yung substance. Next, the chemist can be design drug that could be inhibit the action of some pathogenic virus and bacteria. Okay. Basically, nagdi-design sila ng different structure ng mga substance natin. Just like this one, the pathogenic virus and bacteria. So basically, ayan yung structure design niya. Ito is uh, para mas madali na ma-identify, no? Kasi yung mga chemist, magaling sila mag-identify ng mga ganyan. So it's a lowest structure kung saan meron din sa module nyo, merong link doon kung paano kini-create yung mga ganitong structure sa chemistry. Basically, pag once you are STEM student, so you're required to learn how to make this kind of structure sa chemistry na lang, no? Chemistry 1. So basically, di-discuss sa kanila yung paano. So since you are a physical science student pa naman, so hindi ko i-required na you need to learn literally kung paano gumagawa ng lowest structure. Okay, paano nagka-form ng ganyan. So bibigyan lang kayo ng mga basic na lang, mga bigay na, no, yung mga given na agad na mga structure. Pero if you are interested and you are curious on how to create a structure or the Lewis structure, you can visit the links below or down below your Module lang. Yan sa module nyo. Check nyo na lang. Click nyo na lang. Bisitahin nyo. Then ito yung mga different geometric shapes na pwedeng mangyari once we are combining different substances. Ayan, linear, pwedeng trigonal planar, bent or angular, pwede rin tetrahedral, trigonal pyramidal, trigonal bipyramidal, and octahedral. So basically, yan, hindi yan basta-basta na-create. They have steps kung paano siya kinukuha. So, andun sa link, okay, ng module nyo, ang kung paano siya ginagawa. If you are curious, pero sa atin, sabi ko nga dito, binibigyan ko lang kayo ng idea is hindi tayo mag-specific talaga kasi it's for STEM student. Okay? So, yung mga different shapes. Another, ayan, you can visit the website below. Okay, ayan, yung website natin. Okay, para ma-identify nyo kung paano ginagawa itong mga trigonal planar na yan, bakit nagkakaroon ng bent or angular, o bakit nagkakaroon ng trigonal pyramidal or bipyramidal. Okay, so this is another, ano no, mga given na, yung bonding of electrons pag dalawa, then lone niya is 0, electron domin niya is 2, then ano yung shape niya? Linear. So, at the same time, guys, ayan, hindi lang yan, sabi ko, hindi lang yan basta-basta drawing, hindi lang yan basta-basta structure. Meron niyang, definite or certain angle para ma-create. So, basically, the linear lang to. So, example, this is the carbon dioxide. No? So, linear lang. So, basically, line lang yan. So, basically, kung kukunin natin yung angle niya, from this point to this point, we have an 180 degrees. Ibig sabihin, meron din mga ganyan-ganyan sukat-sukat. Kasi nga, sabi nga natin, it's geometry, molecule. So, basically, meron siyang mga angle. So, another, we have trigonal planar. Ito naman yung itsura ng trigonal planar natin. So, meron siyang 120 degrees kada side. O, ang side na to, kukunin natin, 120 degrees yan, hanggang dito sa kabilang side din, at as well as dito. Then, as so on as possible. Ayan, may sisu pa nga, na shape, may T-shape pa, merong octahedral, square pyramidal, ayan, marami yan. So basically, hindi naman natin gagawin yan. So first time student lang yan. So good luck sa mga STEM student. No? Okay, meron yan mga certain angle, kung ilang angle lang dapat sa kanan, sa kaliwa, or sa top, or the bottom. So may certain. At the same time, ayun na yung nakafocus na ulit yung ating mga anong uring siya, substance. Okay, naka-indicate na basically. So kung gusto niyo matuto kung paano gumawa ng mga ganyang shape, you can visit the link na binigay natin doon sa previous slide. Okay. So, at yung lesson naman to is focus about kung how to identify kung polarity siya or polar or non-polar or ionic. Basically, I hope it's clear na sa inyo kanina. So, another example, guys, is this one, H2, and this is Br. The H2O, saan kasali na siya kanina, no? Then, the sodium chloride. Okay, you can identify that and okay, wala naman ng bearing yan. Yung may bearing lang isang kaninang binigay ko. So ito is another practice para mas madali na lang sa inyo kung paano mag-identify ng polar or non-polar. So, thank you. And this is the last first page or slide of our presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you understand something. And if you have any clarification, you can chat or feel free to chat me, okay, in our GC, okay, in a designated time. Okay. I hope you learn. Thank you and see you next meeting. Goodbye.